What if I told you the NBA's most underrated defender is not who you would expect? What if I told you it was a guy like, indeed, Russell Westbrook? Let me show you a little film study of how Russell Westbrook absolutely shut down Steph Curry and has been a huge part of the Wizards totally turning around their season with defense. First of all, just from the opening tip, I mean, look at this, even on the first possession, 6 seconds into the game. It takes courage to get up in a stance like this, meet Steph right at half court, and get into him before the ball screen. This right here is already not letting Steph dictate where he wants to go, how he wants to come off a pick and roll. Already, Russ is basically blowing up this ball screen by jumping up into the ball and making Steph have a lot of trouble even coming off that. Blew up literally the first play of the game by being super into his man at the jump. And so even though Steph eventually gets a switch and scores, this was a sign of things to come for him all night long. Steph was basically in his shorts all night long. So many of the clips, basically, you can't even appreciate them enough because the work that Russ did started before the ball was even cross half court or before the camera even started, recording, showing Russ. Ball pressure, bodying him up, hitting Steph at every opportunity, being a little physical, making him feel him, every little coach speak thing you could possibly think of. That's what Russ did all game long, and it's the reason why people, I think sometimes we're desensitized to the triple doubles and, 14 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists. But these rebounds, these are important. These are out of area rebounds that Kevon Looney's going to get, that Russell Westbrook goes and gets, and a lot of point guards don't go and get. And that maniacal intensity that, again, produces manic looking stat lines like 14 points, 20 rebounds, 10 assists, 9 turnovers. Despite shooting 5 of 17, Russ was an unbelievable plus in this game. He is absolutely a two-way player, and he's, sure, gone up against Dame Lillard and some incredible scorers in the playoffs who, score on a lot of guys, but he is one of the better defensive point guards in the league and a huge upgrade defensively over John Wall. Again, this clip, Russ is already into Steph before the camera even comes back, so you don't even get to really see the whole thing, but already Steph is feeling Russ. The ball pressure, the pursuit from behind to knock the ball out right here as Steph tries to turn the corner, forcing a turnover. And then shout out the Jewish Jordan. Denny, hope he makes a full recovery and is back next season. Even when he's not guarding Steph on the few possessions a game where he was on somebody else, his technique, everything he does is pretty perfect defensively here, doing a great job stunting to Kelly Oubre, not rotating fully, doing exactly what you're supposed to do, stunt, make him think about shooting it while staying home, give Bertans enough time to get back. You'll live with Kelly Oubre taking contested mid-range jumpers. And then again, Steph off the ball. We see all season long Steph running around, going wherever he wants to go. Russ basically said, nope, I'm going to give you one way. You're going to have to go behind me. You're going to have to back cut. I'm going to stay on the top side of you. You're not going to come free off these pin downs. And he basically just took Steph out of this game for the whole first half, for the whole third quarter, pretty much the entire game. You want to go to a Jordan Poole post-up? The Wizards will live with that all day long. Little pet play the Warriors like to run here. Draymond setting a ball screen for Steph. It's a pretty tough cover. You see Steph slips out of it quickly. Draymond tries to flip it to him, but look who's really locked in. Neto gives a little bit of help, but Russ still makes sure he recovers. He sees what's really happening after he stops the ball with Draymond, recovers back to Steph, hand up on the catch. You'll live with Draymond shooting 2 free throws over a Steph Curry 3. Same play they try again here. Russ has to switch on to Draymond this time because he gets pretty low. But when Steph goes back for the catch up top, now Russ is going to come double team him with Gafford. Look at the high hands on the ball, forcing a Steph turnover. Steph Curry was a team worst minus 23 in a game they lost by 4. 7 of 25 from the field. 6 turnovers. Russ, look at the vision. Not many plays offensive, obviously. This edit about defense, but still, he's had a great rapport with Daniel Gafford, finding him pretty much at the rim whenever that lob is open. He's got great feel for the game and doing a phenomenal job creating opportunities for his teammates. And he's also a wrecking ball in transition. This is the biggest thing. I think that, when people talk about why Steph isn't an MVP, and sometimes I tend to agree, it's plays like this where Steph is not an impact at all defensively, and he doesn't put pressure like this on a defense in transition. He certainly does a lot of other ways, but guys like Russ, Giannis, LeBron, one-man wrecking balls in transition, put so much pressure on the basket, create so many threes for their teammates that way. Here again, the camera doesn't do it justice because it's late getting back to where we see Russ clearly is in Steph from the moment the ball even crosses half court. Look at him jump quickly under that screen there, which you can only do because he's up and aggressive and making Steph feel him as soon as the ball crosses to jump under with intensity, with good ball pressure, with active hands, make them go away from Steph, make them throw it into Draymond in the post, go to some other option. You can do that. And then again, great discipline too. Knowing we saw him stunt earlier, but you're not going to stunt off Steph. We'll live with Wiggins shooting threes, even if they're wide open. Good, smart, disciplined defense. And then look at this. How many times also? Every game, usually Steph gets a few of these where offensive rebound, defense falls asleep for just a second. Russ doesn't fall asleep. Look at the short, choppy steps. Look how alert he is on that closeout. With all due respect to John Wall, well, maybe not all due respect, John Wall doesn't play a lick of defense. Russ is so much better on that end. It's not even funny. And I think Wizards fans are starting to see that difference in intensity pay off for them this season. Look at this one here. Even just trying to do a dribble handoff in transition, Russ nearly blows this up. He really knocked this ball out of Draymond's hands before he can even hand it to Steph because he's into the body, because he's not laying off, backing off. Steph is exhausted just trying to even get the ball in this game. He could barely take a breath, barely take a dribble. Russ, like I said, was in his shorts the entire time, attached to him. Make Steph back cut again, but still not letting the pass be open, no angle. And then Steph's going to try to run off a little triple here. Look at Russ. He didn't get any separation coming off 3 screens. Look how tight Russ ends up chasing this. That's called being locked in right there. Again, we'll live with Draymond post-ups, make other guys beat us. So that's why even when, this is probably one of the cleaner looks Steph got all game. A little pet play the Warriors run to get him freed off a smart little screen-the-screener down screen here. But you know why Steph misses this? It's not just because an off night. It's not just luck. It's because Russ was making things tough for him all night long. When shooters get worn out like that, when they can't find a rhythm, players know basketball is a huge game of rhythm. So much of the game is confidence and feeling good about your shot. You see him again offensively. Just the non-stop, relentless pressure on the rim, ISO situations, post-ups, transition. He just constantly is getting downhill and reads these situations so quickly. Before you can blink, he's making the right read, finding Gafford in the dunker spot. Again, top locking Steph, not letting him come off this stagger. Instead says, I'm going to give you one way. You can go backdoor if you want, knowing that Steph, he's not a lob guy. Obviously, they're not going to throw many of these backdoor passes up to him because he's not really an athlete that can jump and finish them. Well, sure enough, he doesn't get it. Russ pointing, communicating, showing when they can switch things, but staying locked in all along. Look at the alertness here. Again, not Steph this time, but regardless, another offensive rebound. Down 6 already right now. The alertness, the quick closeout, being there on the catch, making Jordan Poole put the ball down, forcing the Warriors to only have 0.5 on the shot clock. Even down 9 with 6 minutes to go. I've seen the Warriors run this play so often where they hit Draymond, and then Steph's man relaxes just for a second, and Draymond comes back and finds Steph. Russ doesn't relax, though. That's the difference. He's also not going to ever leave Steph and go help somewhere else. This play here where things got a little wacky. Bertans ended up having to switch on to Steph. He's trying to chase him, which is not an easy job for him. But this was the play of the game right here. 8-point game. Wizards down 8. 4 minutes to go. If Steph gets a layup here, it's over as he beats Gafford to the rim. But there's Russ in help, being exactly where he needs to be. Vertical at the rim, getting a piece of the ball, getting the big contested rebound, and then going off to the races. yet again, keeping the Wizards in a game they really had no business winning when they're down 8 with 4 minutes to go. But they were locked in on Steph all night long. They were the more intense team. Russ, again, got to the rim time after time again. And so, again, when I talk about rhythm, even though this is a relatively clean look for Steph, reason he misses this shot, he had no rhythm all night long. 7 of 25 from the field, 2 of 14 from 3. Reason he shoots this scud missile is Russ was in his shit, in his business all night long, giving him no free looks, no airspace. Phenomenal defense by maybe the NBA's most underrated defender. Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up and subscribe.